Do the lights get any taller? That's a good question. I feel like they might. Let me check. Hey, Catboy, how's it going? No, that might be it, actually. Nope. A little bit. Just a tad. Just a Catboy tad taller. Why? Let's see. Let me do the other one. Maybe. I don't think that helped with the glare. I'll turn this to face the TV. Yeah, it's still gonna show through. Yeah, they're not gonna go that high. That's a good thought, though. It's all good. Setup's probably going to change again here in a bit anyways. Once I determine with my players whether or not we're going to actually record our sessions when they start, I'll start putting some money into either making a setup that is optimal for D&D play to be recorded, in which case my seat will have to have optimal everything, or I will only focus on optimal recording angles for myself. So we'll see. But I want to wait for them to decide before I start figuring out what that's going to look like. Let me go ahead and share the tweet. Profile, tweets. Go to Discord. How are you guys doing tonight? Hopefully well. Not so bad. Good to hear. Good to hear. And there we go. All right, messages are sent out. We're up and running. We got one note up. Welcome to the chat, Moon Spiders. As always, you are not first, but we welcome you all the same. So tonight, I figured what we would do is we would kind of combine topics. We're going to do a deep dive on villains, since we still had a lot of content from last week that we can pull from. So I'm going to go ahead and reference the list here in a second, just so those who are already here in the chat can pick a topic if they'd like to. Otherwise, I will roll it, and then I'll start fleshing that out. But I will also take additions to Monday's topic for potions and brews. We'll call it consumables to make it easy. So if anyone comes up with any consumable ideas, feel free to drop those in the chat and I will add them to this list. But otherwise, we will primarily focus our discussion on whatever villain, whether that be an individual or a group of some kind, that gets selected. So you go ahead and go to the list from... So this is the list from last week that we came up for villains and name monsters. So we'll just say villains, once again, for the sake of simplicity. As you can see, we got 3 done last week. It was a shorter stream, so no big deal. But we definitely still have a lot of options that we could pull from and try to flesh out. So I'll give it a few minutes. If anyone wants to throw out the first one, we can start there. Otherwise, I will just roll a dice or spin a wheel to decide which one I'm going to work on first. Okay. Go ahead and get my roller up. How are you doing tonight, Moon Spiders? Hmm. Okay. So rolled the dice and literally got number 1. So we will start with this enchantment sorcerer. No, does it not like that? Okay, there we go. I'll drag this over a ways. I don't know why the bubble's that far off. Cool. Alright, guys. We have an enchantment sorcerer who uses someone who can use mind magic without the target noticing. Uses a combination of subtle spells and heightened spells, so that's good because that tells us that this must be literally a sorcerer, not just like in name he's a sorcerer, right? He or she. So we don't really have to think too hard on where, what class the character is, because that's already specified. Oh, you did a write-up on it? Did you already post it in the Discord or no? Left it in the characters tab last week? Cool. Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay, fair enough. Then we will skip this one. I'll go ahead and highlight it because there's no point. So for those who are watching after the fact, everyone in here is already in the Discord, so if you want to read the write-up, it is there. But this is why we have a Discord. is a great example of why we have a Discord. So let me go ahead and re-roll then real quick. Bro, there's no way. Oh my god. What the heck? Okay. Well, believe it or not, I rolled 2. I've rolled 1 and then 2 back to back. That's fucking crazy. So we are now working on the Mind Flayer Artificer. Okay, so let me put name. So obviously race and class are literally the defining trait of this creature. So we know that it's a Mind Flayer race, Artificer class. We don't have a name for it. At least not yet. But what we would really need to decide as kind of a launching off point for the motivations of this creature is whether or not we think it still serves an elder brain, right? So is this thing serving a hive or a colony, or is it acting independently of the Mind Flayer colonies? That'd be a good starting point. I will take arguments either way. I am open to either direction. It just, obviously, as a villain, makes the creature a little less... makes its individuality a little less concerning when... Is this an illithid that uses technology because it can't use psionics or to enhance psionics? That's another good question, right? So, if we were going to go with the first option, which we could, right? If you go with the first option, I would definitely argue that this creature is no longer bound to a colony. That makes it much more interesting. I think the first two questions should be tied together. If he's using it to enhance it, I would think that like he's probably like that would be compelling enough. Like maybe he's trying to develop or explore how he can use technology not only to increase his own psionic powers, but then the psionic powers of all of the illithid. So maybe we have both. Maybe we have two versions of this character. Take your time. What are you up to, Catboy? The usual. Hell yeah. What level are you now? Because I think you were over 60 last time I asked. 70. Grinding. you still enjoying it? I assume so, but a lot of times you play so long that you just feel like you gotta keep going. Or at least I've been there. I am very much good. Very good. So I assume they have like classes and stuff like that. Like, and I don't think I've asked this, but forgive me if I have. So like, assuming that they do have like classes, what class are you? What are the classes like? I'm sure they're a little bit more flavorful. Like, use probably some of the Final Fantasy name nomenclature. Is that the word? Nomenclature? Naming structure? As opposed to just being like generic, like warrior or priest. But I don't know. Maybe it is generic. How many different names for warrior can you really come up with? I am mainly a summoner. Do you ever play League of Legends? You're not limited to a single class. You can actually play as any of the classes with a single character. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I got you. So that's interesting. So is the level up mechanic tied to like selecting that class and then doing quest lines or playing as that class? Or does each class have specific like EXP requirements like a la like RuneScape? Like you can level up your woodcutting, right? You could be a mage and still have a super high woodcutting because you level up woodcutting specifically by cutting trees, or you could have a super high fishing level because you spend a lot of time fishing, right? Or is it more like I chose to be a summoner, so when I do anything in the world and gain XP, it goes to my summoning class. And if I decide I'm going to be a brute, anything I do in the world that gains XP goes towards my brute class? Or is it something completely different? XP generally goes towards whatever class you're in at the time. Makes sense. The exception is certain XP generating methods for the crafting and gathering classes. Yeah, that makes sense. So it's a hybrid thing. I got you. They have apparently some big D&D announcements tomorrow. At D&D Direct. Damn. I wonder what's going to happen. If it wasn't at 11 a.m., I might actually watch it. But I will be at work. Maybe I can put it on the background. Probably. That's what I was supposed to do fucking yesterday. Let me see. Send myself a reminder. It is tomorrow, Thursday. 20 combat classes? Jesus Christ. 31 classes. Seems a little unnecessary to me, but hey. Set a reminder for 11 a.m. to watch D&D Direct. And then set a reminder from 12 to 1. Dr. Horrible. Sing along. So I meant to do that yesterday. Okay, there we go. Now they're on my calendar. So I won't forget, hopefully. It's interesting though. It does kind of sound like RuneScape in that way though. Huh. They did a good job of differentiating the combat classes both in mechanics and class story quests. Yeah, definitely sounds like a hybrid between like conventional leveling systems and what RuneScape did so well. But that's good. As long as they feel different because, you know, like it would be hard to blame someone for making 20 different classes and then finding it hard to make combat or, you know, the different mechanics feel, well, different. It'd be very easy for it to get repetitive. While I'm waiting for Meatball, I'm gonna go ahead and actually look at that that class list, because why not? FF14. call them jobs. I see. You're back. Welcome back, Moon Spiders. One of the ways they're differentiated in that they're explicitly divided into different MMO party roles. I gotcha. I am a slayer of mind flayers. Have you ever even fought a mind flayer in D&D before? Because I don't think you have with me. Also, when you trying to play D&D again, man? Or are you not? Yes, I shot it. When did you shoot it? When did you shoot a mind flayer? Paladin, Warrior, Dark Knight, and Gunbreaker. The fuck is a Gunbreaker? Only in fucking Final Fantasy could some dude with a sword gun be called a Gunbreaker. Fucking, oh my god, that was terrible. I hope the mic did not pick up how terrible that laugh was. Because I did not expect to turn my head and see that comment from Angry Meatball. Oh my god. Slayer of women, wooer of evil. That does sound about right. That is quite accurate. I hate women. It is my honor to slay them. Oof. Don't let your fucking wife know, bro. Healer. White mage. Why's he gotta be white? Scholar. Astrologian. Sage. Okay. Okay. Dragoon. I see. That's interesting. It's a smart way of breaking up the classes, though. Well, this is a class that we're looking at right now, so I don't know. I mean, I know Dragoon is a dragon, but no, this is definitely a dude in some kind of armor. Melee deeps, DPS. No, turn on my flashlight. I didn't mean to do that. What's going on, kitten and meaty balls? Good to see you. Wow. Wait, you're level 70 and you're still locked off from classes? The fuck you gotta do to qualify to be a dragoon? Dragoons were cavalrymen, horse riders. Makes sense. That is what the picture kind of speaks to. Yeah, that would make sense. Only in France. I have to reach level 30 as a Lancer. My Lancer level is only 20. Hey, you're almost there. It's time to put 10 levels into Lancer there, buddy. Wait, so are you level 70 total or level 70 Summoner? Alright, getting back to this. I decided, Meatball, while you were gone, why not have both? Level 70 Summoner. I gotcha. Okay. So I'm thinking that we do option A, option B, because I like both a lot. So option A being that we have a Mind Flayer Artificer who is trying to use technology not only to advance his own abilities, but to advance, his colony as a whole, if not the entirety of the Illithid race. Then option B is a Mind Flayer who, for whatever reason, does not have psionic powers. And maybe he gets shunned or removed from the colony. And so now he is using what he's learned in the form of artificery. That's a word. What he's learned as an artificer in order to close the gap, so to speak, and become more powerful. I think either one of those makes for an interesting character. Option B is obviously, once again, in the context of like an individual villain is more unique, but if you were going to run a Mind Flayer setting anyways, where like maybe your party is going into the heart of a colony, this is an interesting, option A is an interesting character to add as well. A Squiddy Charles Xavier and his Steampunk Cerebro. Catboy. Shh. I saw the typo. I was just trying to finish the thought before I corrected it. A Min Flayer. That's a flayer of men, obviously. Someone who flays men. Hopefully not men from the Wheel of Time. Have either of you read The Wheel of Time? I know Moonspiders hasn't. Hopefully you haven't watched the Amazon series, because that's a train wreck. It's a heartbreak is what it really is. I have not. I would highly recommend it if you think you have the persistence and will to read 14 books. Because it is, it's a lot, but it's really good. I think I got about 6 books in before getting tired, maybe 7. Yeah, I can't say I blame you. I personally think 7 is a really good book. Like one of the better ones in the series. but by that point it's a lot, and you're literally only 50% done, and the other half, those are the longer books. So it's like I can't blame anyone for not finishing it, especially if you didn't get to it's kind of ridiculous to say, if you haven't made it to 9 or 10, where you're basically like at that point probably 75% of the way done with the story. You know, it's a lot of times hard to justify putting in another 120 hours of reading. No, it's probably more than that. It's probably close to 180 hours in books. Do we have do we have name suggestions for either of these mind flayers? I guess I could try to look up illithid naming structure. But yeah, I would definitely not recommend watching the Amazon series, whether you've read the books or not. I really wanted it to be good for obvious reasons, as someone who's read all the books. And there were parts that were fine, but especially if you read the books, it's like overall, it's like, what the fuck? What'd you think? It weren't the worst thing I've ever seen. It's definitely not the worst thing I've ever seen. But as someone once again who's read all the books, to see all the changes they made, like I don't even have a problem with them making changes if the changes are justified and make sense. Like to add depth maybe to characters that didn't get an appropriate amount of screen time. But like what they did as far as trying to insinuate that the dragon could be certain characters when clearly like they couldn't, it's just unnecessary. And they literally they spent time on things that really don't add any value, and then cut out characters who are pretty critical to setting up the second book. And then on top of that, they completely botched the ending of the first book. To the point of I genuinely, and I guess that's kind of the point, maybe that's what they're going for, is they want to set it up to where book readers by book 2 don't know what direction they're going. Yeah, Wheel of Time. I guess that's probably ultimately what the end goal of the creators of the show was, is that they want people, even who have hardcore read the books, to not know what's going to happen in season 2. And yeah, there's no way you could know what's going to happen in season 2 now, because they literally completely changed the ending of the first book. Worked so well for Game of Thrones, didn't it? No. No, it didn't. And that's the worst part too. At least with Game of Thrones, it's yeah, man, I mean, even if they dropped the ball, technically the last 2 seasons of the show weren't written yet. You had pointers from the author, but nothing concrete. They have 100% of the source material available to them. Yeah, I think that's the joke that Angry Meatball is going for. The last season of Game of Thrones is very widely regarded as being dog shit. Jordan's dead already. They probably have to leeway to do what they want with the property. Well, yeah, I mean, his wife is the one who's in charge of all that, so she would have had to okay like them basically doing whatever they want, and I think it probably just comes down to it's been enough time since Robert Jordan passed away that she's probably okay with someone trying to take a different spin on it. It's not like his estate has an iron grip on it like Tolkien does. I just think that his wife doesn't necessarily care as much. Not that she doesn't care, like, doesn't care. She's just not as strict as Tolkien's family. Speaking of Tolkien, what do y'all think about the upcoming series? I know I'm probably not going to get anything but heat for this, but I'm actually not a super huge Lord of the Rings fan. I read the books. I genuinely thought The Hobbit was a lot more interesting than the core Lord of the Rings. And I definitely understand why people love them, but I was never that big into it. So when I heard there was another series coming out, I wasn't. I didn't really care. Yeah, that's exactly it, right? It's not that they're bad, but there is a lot of just trash in the books, like parts that just aren't good. And with them being like relatively dense, obviously it's not as bad as 14 fucking books like The Wheel of Time. But individually, the Wheel of Time books are a lot more digestible to me. I couldn't get out of the Shire. I hated it. I couldn't get past the description of a door. Holy shit. Damn, y'all are some hardcore readers, I can tell. I can see it. It's a foundational literature, Shoulders of Giants and all that. Yeah, no, I understand. I definitely appreciate it. Like, obviously, like some of the biggest names in the industry now, like even Jordan or, like Brandon Sanderson loves The Lord of the Rings, right? And it's just from, obviously they had to get inspiration from somewhere. The same way that nowadays I get inspiration from Sanderson, right? So I definitely appreciate what value it adds to things like D&D or even fantasy novels in general, but that doesn't mean it's aged perfectly well. Used to be a big reader, but after leaving uni, I just haven't taken the time. Yeah, what you might try because you do like delivery driving. I used to do, well, I say used to do. I still listen to audiobooks, but I used to like binge audiobooks. Like I would go through book after book after book. Because like when I was doing DoorDash, it was just so easy. You spend 8 hours in a car. You could either listen to music or you can do an audiobook. So you can just kind of burn through them like that. So if you have a series that you want to read, I would not. Um, I would highly recommend using something like Audible and just reading an audiobook as opposed to trying to do it physical. And BBC radio play that is pretty good based on Lord of the Rings, or what are you talking about? Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and roll the next one. Obviously, it's not a lot of detail on these mind flayers, but mind flayers are already very rich in lore, so I don't know how much we're gonna necessarily come up with. Um, and then, at least for mind flayer A, his specific ambitions are going to be very much tied to how the DM in this case is going to write the colony that they're associated to. So, but at least we have two interesting base characters. Lucky number 7, which I'm pretty sure we already did number 7, I feel like, but let's take a look at what that is. Okay, I'll check it out here in a second, Meatball. Let me see which one is number 7. Yeah, we already did number 7. Okay, so I'm going to have to re-roll that. We go check out this playlist real quick. Tavern. Damn. You, bro, there's nothing quite like listening to some. Fuck. There's nothing quite like listening to some dude who's really good at fucking voice acting, just going in. It doesn't, like, God, it just hits the spot. Like, that's my dream, is just some shit that I write one day. You got a guy like this just going in. Bro. I could do, like, a whole fucking reaction stream to this shit. Because this dude's voice, no homo. Oh man, I feel like I'm in high school saying no homo. This shit is sexy, bro. That is sexy. That dude is a good voice actor. Alright. That's my 60 seconds. 60 seconds of Lord of the Rings listening. Tolkien, while on the subject, a worst example of over preparing your game world. Daft bastard made up thousands of years of history and an entire language for his elves, then had nothing for dwarves and just swiped the first shit that sounded good. Yeah. That's what happens. Yeah, that's why over preparing can be a double edged sword. For sure. That's sexy though. Good link, Meatball. I might actually give that a listen. Let me see. Let me find it. It's been so long since I used SoundCloud. Because I can listen to this in the car. Also, while we're distracted on this subject, right? Can I just say that whatever you're feeling towards reading 14 books on the Wheel of Time, just go look at those fucking titles. Because those titles are fucking golden. Those are some saucy ass book titles. Let's see. Oh, apparently I do still have the SoundCloud app. I didn't know that. Are they all a noun of noun? Pretty much. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they all follow the naming structure. Those are very popular. Yeah, I mean, when you do it right. I think all except the prequel book. I think the prequel book is New Spring. I think that's the only one that does not follow the naming structure, but all of the core books are Eye of the World. Well, no, actually, no. The Great Hunt, I think, is book 2. So that one doesn't follow it either. So the majority of them do, but not all of them. Let me see. Wheel of Time titles. Yeah, The Eye of the World. Wait, where'd my list go? New Spring is book 0, the prequel. The Eye of the World, The Great Hunt doesn't. The Dragon Reborn. Well, I guess it's kind of the same thing. So it's not all blank of. It's either that or basically like a descriptor. Yeah. Lord of Chaos, Crown of Swords, Path of Daggers, Winter's Heart, Crossroads of Twilight, Knife of Dreams, The Gathering Storm, Towers of Midnight, and fuck. I think Towers of Midnight might be my favorite in the set. Either that or A Memory of Light. Fuck, A Memory of Light. Jesus Christ. What a name. Okay, let me go ahead and re-roll this shit. Bro. Anyone want to take 3 guesses as to what number I just rolled? No. That's a good guess. 3. Yeah, there you go, meatball. Roll 7, which we had already done last Saturday, and now I fucking roll 3. Oh, my RNG is broken. I don't know what's going on. Alright, so we got a cult of dragon flesh grafting. It's basically a cult that is all about using dragon flesh to make themselves or maybe their chief more powerful. I'm going to. Is it 9 yet? I think it's 9 already. Yeah. Yeah, 9:01. So I'm going to go ahead and use the restroom real quick. Feel free to throw out some ideas. My die is loaded. Yeah, it just happens to be rolling in sequential order for whatever reason. Beats me. But I'll be right back. And just feel free to drop some ideas. Cool. I am back. All right. Hey, Men's a Monkey. How's it going? To answer your question, Angry Meatball, they would not need to be related to dragons in any way. These are specifically a group of people that basically I mean, it's literally in the Fizzband's book, but if you've seen any of the videos of what the fuck is his name, Godric from Elden Ring, right? Literally, it's like the same concept, except maybe not as intense as how he does it. Why are you frowning, Men's a Monkey? What's wrong? What ails you so? Is it Moon Spiders calling you stupid? He does not have much room to talk, if any at all. But yeah, these would not need to be kobolds. They could be, but it's more likely to be like a human or an elf or any other humanoid race that decides to try to merge or meld themselves with dragons. Let me actually grab the book. Look that shit up. Dragon Grafters, 186. Let's see. Dragon flesh grafters practice forbidden rituals and risky experiments on themselves, modifying their bodies and minds to emulate the dragons they revere. They collect dragon parts, scales, teeth, skin, flesh, wings, and bones. They scavenge from around dragon lairs, take the riddle of steel a little too literally. What do you mean? The 10 corpses. While the most would-be grafters wind up hideously scarred or dead, a few survive as wretched horrors. Their minds become twisted by magical malevolence, with only a shadow of their former selves remaining. In the most extreme cases, the resulting abomination holds no remnant of the person it once was, and is utterly ruled by a dragon's lust for treasure. Oh, Conan the Barbarian? Nope. Hey, man. I'm not going to say what I was going to say because it's going to make you feel old. And I don't want to do that to you. But at least I'm not alone, and Catboy didn't get it as well. I'm sorry, Meatball. I let you down. It's your stream. You're allowed to make me feel old. No, I don't want to make you feel old, but I'll tell you, my dad probably would have got the reference. Oh my god. My dad actually might have got the reference. I think he actually really liked Conan. But yeah, I've never really watched it. Hmm. I don't know. What direction do you think we should take this, guys? Because I'm thinking one of two things. The base description of dragon grafters makes them seem like basically, in general, a someone who goes through this process becomes, uh, for simplicity's sake, an idiot, right? Like they're not really thinking about much besides destroying whatever gets in their way of collecting more treasure. So I am thinking, like, do we just say that these are a group of idiots that collectively work together as their idiots of a kin? Is this a group that all underwent the process at the same time of trying to graft themselves with a dragon and it all fucked up? Or is there maybe a dude who, like, somehow, through all the odds, didn't become an idiot and now he convinces other people to become idiots so he can. What the fuck? What the fuck did I just open? Anyways, uh, so does he? Yeah, like, so does basically, do we have a ringleader that maybe did not fall for the initial trap when attempting to graft himself, and he still retains the majority of his consciousness? Or do we just say that they're all like feral? I don't know. Damn. The riddle of steel is that while it is forged in fire, it must be quenched in cold water. It is made strong by extremes, and that the steel is only as strong as the flesh and the mind that wield it. I dig that. So clearly, you must graft onto yourself the flesh and the mind of a more powerful creature to become stronger. That's just science. Yeah. But what do I want to do? Oh shit. See this right here? This is why they call me the big brain. Just hybrid it. Because in the book it says that in most cases it leaves behind a trace of their personality. So we could create a character who is a cult leader, right? convinced all of these people to go through the process with him, thinking that they would all ascend into the realm of becoming a dragon, or becoming closer to dragon kin, like they so idolized. And they all failed and became either grafters, which is the lower level stat block, or abominations. But the part of themselves that was left behind is their subservience to their leader, or at least, that's a part of what's left behind for them. Um, so all of these newly formed dragon flesh grafters still revere their cult leader, and the cult leader, having, you know, nothing but his own ambitions, whether that be a lust for power or whatever kind of motivates him, would still then effectively be able to control that cult. So do highly recommend the original Conan the Barbarian film, as it's quite good, and the short stories, as they inspired early D&D as much, if not more, than Lord of the Rings. Fair enough. Sick. It's a good story right there. I need a name for a cultist leader. But that's a good premise right there. I like that. It's a good name for a leader of a dragon cult. Oh my god. Drago, Catboy? After all of the brilliant ideas you've given me over... Oh shit. How long has it been? Are we almost at 3 months now that we've been doing this? Yeah, actually. Like early May will be 3 months. After almost 3 months of great ideas, you're gonna give me Drago? Oh. May as well have given me first name Drag, last name Gothric, the Breath of Flame. That sounds intense. I guess, I mean, I always like to see the good in people, Catboy. So yeah, I mean, you've thrown out the occasional, I don't know. I don't remember you giving any bad ideas. I remember you giving lots of puns and jokes, but not bad serious ideas. Hey, oh, let me text certified wetback. Breath of Flame. Okay. I'll go with that for now. I have never claimed to be good at naming. It's fair. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Drago, though. I think we can all agree that we're all better than Drago. Alright, let's see. Let's go ahead and roll another. See what we can do. With my luck, it's going to be fucking 4. It's not 4. It's 24. I don't have any. This is not a lot to go off of, so this one's going to be pretty open. I'm going to kind of rely on you guys to give me at least a direction to run with, because this could be great, but right now this is next to nothing, you know? We've got Psychic Trainer. What that means, I don't really know. But I'm sure we will find out. Shoes that read your mind. Oh my god. This is the kind of night it's gonna be, huh? This is the kind of night we're working with. We're halfway through the night. This is gonna be the theme of the second half. Is just bad jokes and puns. Way since 18, but lately her face seems taking wasting. Yeah, I don't think the fucking Pokemon trainer, the gym leader. Oh my fucking god. I'm all ears, guys. I'm gonna let y'all drive this one. Make it a meme, I don't care. You don't know how badly I am laughing right now. I am glad I could bring some entertainment to your night. That is what it's all about. I am a little impressed you came up with that as quickly as you did, though, because straight up you said Sabrina, and I looked at it like, but Sabrina's a fucking witch, you know? I don't know why I thought of Sabrina the Teenage Witch first. But then I realized, yeah, that is a fucking gym leader. What gym was that? Was it 5? I think that's gym 5. Laughing at the idea of a single shoe that talks to you in your mind. Hey, Meatball, if you want to make a villain character that's literally a shoe, I'm here for it. You're just going to have to give me some more details. Not sure the number. I'll look it up here in a second. Let's see. Hmm. What the hell? Six. Gym number 6. Because that was very important to distinguish. In all seriousness, I'm picturing a man, or woman who tricks people into thinking she can grant unto them psychic powers. Okay? So does she have any psychic powers at all, or no, she's completely faking it? Right? Because, like, it could be the kind of thing of, like, maybe she does have the powers and she just tricks people into believing that she can teach them to do the same thing when she can't. So what happens when they figure this out? Like, what's the con basically, right? Because, like, she's got the powers. She tells you that she's going to teach you, and then you spend X amount of time or money training with her. How does she get out of the con? How does she end it? Because obviously she's got a word's going to travel pretty fast. So how does she, like, keep people from just driving her name into the dirt? Let's see. And say is in now. Tabs. Dim. Mute. Posture check. Thank you, sir. Uh, okay, cool. She only trains people who give her their life savings. She doesn't even ask for a flat amount. She asks for everything you have. What the fuck? Or perhaps their firstborn child, your left arm, right leg. Wait, what does hats off to you do? Let me see. I put on a hat or mask and tell someone makes me put on another one? What the fuck? Oh, I mean, I figured it would tell you. I've never used this one. It comes with a bunch of defaults. Alright, hold on. I gotta go now, because I gotta go get a fucking hat. Hold on, I'll be right back. I got a hat for you, Menza Monkey. I'm not gonna be able to wear this with my headphones on. That fucking sucks. I guess I don't get to wear headphones. Hopefully everyone can see what that says right there. This is why you read the manual. I guess so. This ad is so fucking stupid. Well, hats off to you, Menza Monkey, for making me wear this fucking ridiculous hat. Which is fine. because I bought this hat with the intention of wearing it to look ridiculous. So it is doing exactly what it is supposed to. It is just unfortunate that I cannot wear my headphones because the hat is so big. Hold on, let me see. Maybe I can just set it on top of my head. Will it balance? Will it stay? There we go. If I move very little, no, that's not going to work. Well, we tried, folks. No headphones it is. Oh well. Yeah, but for real though. Oh shit. Maybe a good thing if I plug my laptop into the charger. Otherwise, the stream would have got cut short very randomly. Let's see how stupid I look close up. Yep, I look stupid as fuck. But anyways, so getting back into the topic of Sabrina, the teenage witch slash gym leader slash con woman. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think she would take some kind of payment, but you know, an arm and a leg, probably not. Entire life savings, that could be one gold coin for some people. That could be 1,000,000 gold coins for other people, right? Like, so what's the, we gotta set a baseline of what she takes. And taking money or taking even an arm and a leg doesn't really stop people from being like, oh, she screwed me over. She didn't actually teach me any fucking psychic abilities. Don't trust this bitch. What she could do is, and this depends on how we want to frame this character, right? Is maybe she only swindles certain people. So, like, I don't know if anyone's ever read. Well, that's a lie. I know that Men's a Monkey has read it, but I don't know if anyone else here has read Lies of Locke Lamora, which is a pretty solid book. I'd recommend reading it if you haven't already. But basically, it's the story of a thief who steals from rich people, a Robin Hood-esque thief, but he's not really like stealing and giving back to the poor. But the thing that makes this thief so particularly hard to catch is that no one wants to come forward and admit that they've been swindled by him, because since he only targets the elites, it's very embarrassing for them to admit that they got, basically. So he's succeeding, and the quote-unquote police are having a harder time capturing him because no one wants to admit that this guy got them. So yes, I think it's Lamore with it's pronounced that way, but I think it has an E at the end instead of an A. Angry Meatball. Who recommended it? It was actually you, Wandiki. Believe it or not. Let me see. Lies of Locke. Oh no, it is Lamora. It's Locke is with an E, so it's Locke, and then Lamora is spelled the way that you have it. Brad, did Men's a Monkey really make me put on this fucking hat and then dip? What a bitch. You better be in here, Men's a Monkey. What a straight bitch. Hydrate. Fair enough. Crikey. Anyways. So yeah, I think that would be a good premise to base our good friend Sabrina off of. Because maybe it's the kind of thing that, like obviously it's already embarrassing enough if you let like some girl trick you, but she can prove that she has powers, right? Like, because she literally does. So if she were to, for instance, have a rich noble, like maybe she goes from town to town and only specifically teaches nobles. So then it becomes a thing of like, well, maybe the noble didn't actually have the aptitude to learn. So she kind of like gaslights them. And then and it just becomes the kind of thing of like, do you really want to admit that you were too much of a pansy to be able to learn these psychic abilities that you paid X amount of money for? Or do you want to try to slander somebody and say that they ripped you off when really it's just going to come back and look embarrassing on you because you didn't vet or do enough information to know that you were getting screwed over? So I think that's probably the right approach to take in this case, where then like it would be sensible to think that maybe one of these rich nobles would hire an adventuring group to try to either get revenge or do some investigating on Sabrina herself, as opposed to trying to go through more traditional methods. Like any good grift, there need to be multiple people in on it. Yeah, that's fair. But what makes this grift unique is that what she can do is true. She can use psychic abilities, but she can't teach others to use it. Oh, I got you. I like that idea. I don't know if it should be a school though, because the school is going to make it a little hard to. Well, I guess, I mean, it just depends. You could really go either route, I suppose. But I do like the idea of her having people who are on the inside acting as like her testimonials, her fake Yelp reviews, if you will, saying that, oh, if it weren't for Sabrina, I would have never been able to move this cup with my mind. And yada, yada, yada. But a school implies somebody will be sent there, as opposed to Sabrina going to them. Yeah. See, that makes more sense for it to be a traveling teacher then, because then you could just take the students with you, right? Like if I have Susie as my let's say Susie, just random name I'm pulling out of my ass, right? If and especially if you're doing the super elite, because the super elite would just pay for you to come on site. So if Susie's my assistant, right? Like maybe Susie also has psychic powers, or she pretends, and Sabrina is using her powers to demonstrate whatever she's trying to have Susie do. Um, yeah, that makes more sense in my mind than having one stationary place where then these super elites are getting sent to. Because normally in these kind of like one-on-one tutoring environments, if you're super rich, you're not going to send your kid there. You're going to get the tutor to come to you. So, but I like the core idea of her having one or two, like maybe traveling assistants who are old students, and she uses them as testimonials to prove the fact that she can teach people how to do this stuff, when in fact she either can't or won't. And I guess that becomes the other distinction. Is she just fucking with people and doesn't want to share the power even though she could? Or is she just, you know, is it just boiled down to that psychic power is something that you're born with? It's not something that you can just teach to anyone. I'm inclined to think that it is the latter. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I guess the biggest question to still circumvent would be like, at the end of the day, she still didn't teach them anything. So when she leaves and goes on to the next place, like even if they won't necessarily like go out and say that she scammed them, like if every person she teaches never gains psychic abilities, that's gonna catch up at some point. Ooh, I got it. Once again, that's why they call me the big brain. She can circumvent this through magic items. So maybe she gives a magic item to her students that has magic degradation, and so the item allows for the use of psionic or psionic-like abilities. So um, when the time of their lesson like basically wraps up or comes to an end, she can leave them with said item that she knows will degrade over time, and basically say like, hey, little Billy, you need to keep up with your lessons, otherwise your abilities are going to fade over time, right? So keep your focus, do your lessons, blah 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 blah, and you'll be good, right? But I've taught you all the basics. It's going to be up to you whether or not you keep, training those muscles or not. And then obviously over X amount of time, regardless of how much practice little Billy puts in, because the magic item's going to degrade, it will eventually run out. They'll lose their magical ability or their psychic ability fueled through magic. And then they're shit out of luck, right? Which means they can either hire Sabrina back or just shut up and try to save the face or the embarrassment that their kid was so bad in his studies that he lost his ability to use psionic abilities. Thank you for the stare, 1Diki. Sick. Hats off to you guys for those great ideas. We took a meme and made it an actual decent character. Yeehaw. So fucking dumb. Let's see. Go ahead and switch. Switch. Let's see. 10:04. Got a good hour left. Let's see what else we can do. Go ahead and roll the next one. And number 16. Let's see. Are you guys able to clearly see what it says on this hat? I'm sure that the people who know me IRL understand the irony of this hat. But not even a little. Okay, well, perfect time for a segue then. And I just actually posted this on Twitter because I thought it was kind of funny. If it picks up, it's a little hard to see. But it says Corona Extra. The beer. Corona. I had a baby shower last Saturday. I think I said this. I had a baby shower that I went to before the stream on Saturday. And it was Mexican themed. So my friend, who's, the dad of the baby. No, meatball, I'm not expecting. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. That's sweet of you. But no, I'm not expecting. Knock on wood. Won't be a dad anytime soon. Not ready for that. Anyways, my friend who is expecting wanted us to wear I don't know, stereotypical Mexican clothes is how he put it. So I figured I would just go as stupid and funny as possible. So I got this dumbass sombrero that says Corona Extra on it. Because why not? That's actually why I was wearing on the stream, I was wearing a black t-shirt that just has a Mexican guy and a poncho and with a sombrero on. I wore that as well. I'm gonna put that right there though. That's starting to hurt my head. So that's gonna go right there for now. I'm putting the headphones back on. There we go. That feels much better. But in any case, that is what it says. Corona Extra. Because sometimes I can be a little extra. Okay, 16 is what we rolled, so let's see. The shape-shifting terrorist. Before we get into the shape-shifting terrorist, what race do we think Sabrina is, and roughly what do we think her age would be? Are we just going to copy paste her from Pokemon, make her a 21-year-old human? Welcome back, Menza Monkey. Where did you get this pot friend from? Is this global? How long has this been a thing? Interesting. All these global emotes I've never seen before. Probably because I never look at them. Who the fuck is Kappa, by the way? Whose face is this? He doesn't know? What do you mean he doesn't know? I don't know, or the guy whose face that is doesn't know? Because I definitely don't know. I don't keep up with the Twitch culture that in depth. I've used Twitch more this year than I have in the last, I don't know, literally every year that Twitch has existed combined. When did Twitch go live? 2011? Yeah. Hey. Wait, what? Three X combo? The fuck does that mean? Why did my bot just say 3X combo? Yeah, literally becoming intelligent. Alright, I want to see something, so do me a favor, chat. I'm gonna drop one of the... I just want to test this. I assume I know what it is, but... Can everyone just post one of these emotes in the chat, assuming you have access to it? Like, don't say anything else for a second. Just post the emote. I want to see if it procs it. Because in theory, that's what should be doing it. I don't know what else would be doing it. I just... One other person do it. Catboy, drop a stare. Wandiki, drop a stare for me. Damn. Everyone disappears when I need them to drop stairs. Fuck me. Wonder if it'll work if I am the third person. Oop. Oh well, we tried. Let's see. I'll just open up Streamlabs and look it up. Okay. Interesting. I guess that makes more sense than it just spamming the shit. Because that would get annoying. So I guess if there's like if there's 3 messages in a row with the same emote in it, that it starts a combo, and that combo will go up indefinitely, obviously as long as the same emote is being used, until someone breaks the combo by sending either text or a different emote. So once the combo gets broken, that's when it's going to show, which is why Brutaris bot dropped the 3x combo as soon as Cowboy said same. So now we know how that works. Yeah, that is absolutely how that works. Perfect. Now I know. All right. Let's talk about terrorists. That's a soundbite. Oh my god. What you got, Angry Meatball? I'm all ears. I feature characters who use terror tactics in my games all the time. Okay. Elves crucifying trespassers with thorny vines at the edge of their territory. Okay. So how would you imagine a bomber working though? A shape-shifting bomber nonetheless. What's the goal of a shape-shifting bomber? What are they trying to accomplish? Damn, today went by so fast. The goal of a bomb is different depending on the organization who plants it. Well, yeah, of course. So who do you envision this shape-shifting bomber working for? Do you want people to not trust their government, bomb places you go when you need help, police stations, hospitals would be ideal. Yeah, I guess we should establish what the goal of the organization is going to be, right? Because I assume, or like we say, organization, this could be a one off terrorist, right? He could be taking it upon himself to accomplish something, but ultimately, what is the goal of this character? Because as you said, the intention of where he's going to put these bombs or what the bombs are used for is really going to be dependent on what the goal is. If he's trying to scare people out of trusting their government, that makes perfect sense. But then the question would be why? Jesus. Yeah, that all makes sense. But the question still remains. Which direction would you like to go? Otherwise, if we just want to set up example behaviors and let the DM ultimately pick, we can just put these as notes and build out a template. Good evening, NSA. This is a purely gamed conjecture. Please do not... Game-based conjecture. Please do not send anyone to my house. Hey, man. I agree. Please do not send anybody to my house. Because... it's not me. I'll answer the lurker. SWAT Team 6 is on the way. Interesting. We're just gonna get more generic with this one then. Because I personally don't really care to spend a time writing like a specific terrorist. At least not in this given moment. fan of the druid eco-terrorist who would depict one comes to town with the intent to destroy things that either pollute or destroy nature in some way, logging camps, strip mines, large field farms, if they're particularly militant. Okay, so destruction for the sake of social cause or protecting something perceived to be damaged or destroyed by the actions of the public. Cool. This is quite a bit. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab another water and we'll see if we can knock out one more before the night is done. BRB. All right, we are back. Let's see. What can we do last? Was go ahead and roll this shit one more time. Simple thing. Have it gone. Cool. Then I won't roll it. It works for me. Let's see, 22. Elder Tempest Summoner. Yeah, I thought this was kind of an interesting idea when I put it on the list. So I think the base idea is simple enough to understand if you're familiar with the Elder Tempest monster, which I wasn't until I was kind of looking through the monster manual last week, and then had initially saw it and thought of the idea. But this is obviously some creature, or maybe even group of creatures, considering how powerful an Elder Tempest is, that summons and then uses, the power of an Elder Tempest to their benefit. So I didn't really think about it further than that, but I am open to suggestions of what direction we should go. What you think, Meatball? Let me go ahead and grab my monster manual so I can look at that Elder Tempest one more time as well. Wait, was it in? Or was it in, well, I guess I can just... The Elder Tempest will only appear to those who have the spirit of the storm within them, and only those who have given themselves over to the essence of the storm can hope to have the power of summoning such a creature. Okay? I agree. But what would be the goal of someone summoning this Tempest? What are they invoking? Alright, I'm listening. I'm hearing you out. Okay, a pirate storm cleric. Is that the whole thing? Was that all of it? I mean, I could see it being a pirate. No ship that is at sea 9+ months of the year is worth their salt without a sea sorcerer. Yeah, that's some sea sorcerer though. Like, who's gonna be able to compete with a fucking captain that's got a fucking summoner of the goddamn Elder Tempest? I mean, I guess in fairness, it could be just fairly taxing to summon, but oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I mean, this pirate crew would like almost undoubtedly be the most powerful pirate crew in the world with this thing though. It's like a nuke. Hmm. I almost like the idea. Now, hear me out. I almost like the idea of this being a legendary magic item instead of being a person, because I love the idea of it being pirate themed and there being someone who controls the Elder Tempest who is a pirate or belongs to a pirate crew. But outside of like just making the average pirate crew busted, this ability makes them so far removed from the problems of other pirates. So if you make it a magic item, at least there's the uh, like threat that losing this item is, like I like obviously you could have someone mutiny and take the item from you. You could have someone take the item when you're not on the sea, and then the Elder Tempest maybe isn't as effective or powerful to aid you, or when you don't expect the item to be taken. But if it's just like this one dude was the dude who had the heart and soul to be Elder Tempest Summoner, and he's one of one, he's not really getting fucked with. And then it gives, like other ship captains, kind of to the point of that last line you put, right? It gives other pirate crews something to go after. Because if it's just their enemy has the ability to do it, you might want to kill your enemy, but there's nothing to be gained. Versus we want to steal the ring of the Elder Tempest away from Captain, insert captain name here, if that makes sense. I don't know. That makes sense to me. You let me know what you think, Angry Meatball. Seems sound. What kind of item do we think it would be? Should it be like a necklace, a ring? I mean, obviously it's semantics, but flavor's flavor. These small details make all the difference. Trying to think of something to do with lightning. Fair enough. Cool. All right, well, we're at that last 10 minutes, which is normally the time I like to start looking for who we're going to raid and I think this kind of gives us a good sense of direction there. So obviously, while I'm looking at Twitch, feel free to drop any other ideas that you guys would like for any of the villains, we'll say, any of the antagonists that we kind of came up with today. Let's see. Let's go to the D&D channel and see who is live today. Yeah. It's probably going to be it. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, hell yeah. Let's go. Someone's actually streaming a in-person game of D&D. Hell yeah, we're going to go share some love in there. I don't even care if they don't say hi. Let's see. Oh, no. And they're in the middle of combat. Okay. Let's go say hi to Tabletop Tavern Gaming. Just as a reminder, no stream Saturday as we talked about. Got a school project to work on, but I will be back Monday. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in. And I will talk to y'all soon. See you next time. Peace.
16 doesn't hit the bar for us.
So enjoy the stream while you can.
While you can. Yeah, so it attempts to wrap its body around the large green dragon there, but she just unfurls her wings, making it unable to do so.